Hi, Melanie Muenchinger here, illustrator for Gina K Designs. Today I'm going to be sharing how to color a flower from my new Stately Flowers 8 stamp set from Gina K Designs. It includes all the flowers you see here, plus these butterflies, in addition to some other sentiments that are not pictured here, but I just wanted to give you this sneak peek of the set, as well as show you the silhouette cut file that we are providing on the Stamp TV page in the freebie section. It will cut out all the images, the state names, plus I have these two bonus frames which will work with any of my flowers from the Stately series. Starting with the iris because it's one of my all-time favorite flowers, and I have to say I love them all, but this is my favorite Stately flower set to date, so I know you're going to really love it. First of all, we're going to be making a single layer card. I am going to be using Copics to color it. Today I'm going to do a reddish pink one, but I am going to come back and do more videos on how to color the iris just in some different shades because I think it's so stunning in purple and blue and yellow, etc. So I'm going to start with some black onyx Gina K Designs ink. Make sure that you're using the heavy base weight cardstock if you're going to do a single layer card. And at the end of this card I'm going to show you some tips and tricks for how I added some additional layers or a layered look to the finished card. Alright, so we're going to stamp this to the right. Okay. And then I have a big, large greeting in this set. It's part of the love chapter from 1 Corinthians. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. And that can work for so many different times when you need to send cards, whether it be an anniversary, sympathy, encouragement, friendship, congratulations, anything. Okay? So that's all the stamping we're going to be doing on this card. We're going to be using 4 different Copics. Lipstick Orange R17, Light Prawn R22, Nile Green G07, and Lime Green G21. And I have to say, a lot of the shades that I really like for coloring leaves and for coloring petals are really needing re-inking, and I don't have them right now, so I'm having to reach for some colors that maybe aren't the ones that I would typically use. But I can tell you, this green is a little garish for me. I tend to like to use olives when I'm doing my cards, but layering it over a grayer light green is going to tone that down. Same thing with this brighter orange. The more times you layer it, the deeper that color is going to be. So first, I'm going to start with my lightest color on the iris, and the lightest color is going to be all of these open areas. I try to shade these when I illustrate them so that you can see all those wonderful little veins and folds and ripples on the flower, and where you see all those lines, that's where you're going to be putting your darkest color. So the open parts might even be white completely or have the light color on them. So we're just going to start just pulling that color towards the center of those open areas. And again, there's so many different kinds of irises. Some that are solid, some that have really beautiful kind of an ombre shading where it bleeds and blends down. But today this is going to be a simpler one. But even a one-color flower obviously isn't going to be one color after you've added the shadows. Just filling in, I'm almost finished. Okay. And then you can go back if you want. If you only have one marker, just go over the areas that have all those folds, and already that has more depth than just the one coat. Okay. All right, now I'm going to take my darker red. I'm going to do this petal that's back behind, underneath, this little part that's underneath, and then I'm just going to start tracing in these little folds. You want to make sure you leave some spaces so that you can see those little ripples of the lighter pink or red showing through. And color all of that in back there, and most of this back here behind. Everything in the distance is going to be darker, so you always want to keep your light things up front. And then I'm going to color down some of these veins. And it really helps to look at real objects in a bright light so that you can see how it comes in and out, how the things on top are going to be bright and the things down below are going to be dark. So it's good practice. And I found a lot of really gorgeous inspiration for coloring my irises for cards as well as other flowers on Google Images. So that is a great place to search to get different color combinations. Okay, and then I want to go down into this area down here. Trace up there. Okay, and then where it's folding over but still underneath just that little bit of petal. And then I'll put a little bit of this red on the bottom of this little, I don't know what that's called, the little fuzzy pollen area. I need to brush up on my botany. And that. So basically all you're doing, you're just looking for my dark lines and then tracing over them. Okay? And then if you want to go back and blend that a little bit more, you just start at the darkest area and pull toward the lighter area. So no blender pen. If you want to do some tip-to-tip coloring, I always hold the darker color in my left hand so that I can pick up the dark color with my right and then just go right in and pull in that color. But you really want to be careful not to get rid of those lighter areas because the dark and the light is just what makes these glow. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do for here. I'll show you in my sample. You might want to go back in with the red if you lost a little bit of that contrast. Okay, it's really just whenever you feel like it's complete. Sometimes you might find that you want to go back in and do that after you've done the leaves. Okay, so this one is called lime green. It's not really what I think of when I think of lime green, but actually I'm going to go back in. I think this is flower too, but who knows? They could be layers of the leaf. Okay. And then I'll go in, again, if you only have one marker, just lay down more color over the areas with the stamped lines. See how that already looks darker? Okay, then I'm going to go in with my darker green. Go over those same areas. Put a little up here where this petal is casting a shadow. And then right in there. And that's all I'm doing. Fold this card. You could send it just like that. But what I did to add some more interest and texture, I have this beautiful Spellbinder die. I just embossed right over that. Perfect for an A2 size card. And then I added one of the butterflies from my set, plus some adhesive pearls and some ribbon. I hope you enjoyed this card. I hope you see how easy it is to color the iris. Please come back for more inspiration for coloring as well as how to color the other flowers in my Stately Flowers 8 set. Thank you for watching.